Welcome, everyone, to another interesting episode of Two Men in a Room.
Yeah.
Let's go into introductions because this is a wild one tonight. I am the angriest man in Orlando, and my co host, who is live from a Ross store.
Yes. Burnell, also from Orlando. I'm in Ross right about now. I'm headed to Tampa to get my grandbaby, unfortunately. But I know y'all always probably say I always got something going on. So I waited kind of to the last minute to come get her
Yes.
because she's been asking me, Papa, please come get me. So I'm like, okay, whatever. Tomorrow, Friday, I don't want to be on the highway Friday. So I decided to just up and get on the highway.
You're a very mobile host. I don't think I've ever seen any other talk show hosts who have been this mobile.
Right. But okay, I have an interesting topic. Just a quick topic.
Okay.
Nothing long. So it was a something happened in, I think they say Sanford, Orlando surrounding area Sanford, where a girl I guess I had an altercation with another young lady. She decided to tell her kids that she'll be back. She was finna go fight the girl.
Right.
She never made it back home because the girl ended up shooting her.
Okay, so that was the one that was live stream. Okay, well, let me
Yeah.
premise this all by setting it up.
Okay.
So, we're going to go kind of chronologically in order with everything.
Hmm.
And so, let's start with last week. We were doing a Halloween show and we were talking about safety. Okay,
Okay.
safety for the trick or treaters, safety for people going out, and we'll jump to your
Okay.
story
Go
you're
ahead.
talking about right now, and then we'll come back to the main stories we were going to go over. So this is up near Stanford. She came out to fight someone, and somebody else was filming it on YouTube or something. Or
Yeah.
what?
Yes.
Okay, so the fight was filmed or the shooting was filmed?
They said, I was told that the girl was on the ground that called herself going over there. The girl, she was on the ground and the girl still shot and killed her. So now they saying that they charging her. She's arrested. Both of the
Mhm.
females have children, three. One have three, and the other one have three or four.
Okay. Okay.
I just think it's sad to sit there and tell your kids you'll be back because you finna go fight.
Um. Yeah.
And then you never return home.
Did they say what the fight was about?
See, that's what I did. That's what I don't know at the moment.
Okay.
Um, they say they've been feuding with one another prior to
Mhm.
that,
Mhm.
but they didn't know exactly what they was feuding about.
So very much like the instance in Ocala, where the neighbor was fighting with the other neighbor, and then the kids kind of got into the mix with playing in the yard or something like that. Neighbors
Correct.
fighting, basically.
Right.
Right.
Right. But the girl went to her house, but this wasn't even a neighbor. She had to go drive wherever she had drove at, and another part of Sanford. And I just think it's just so sad because I want to know like why you were so upset that you had to leave your kids and say, "I'll be back. I'm finna go fight."
Mhm.
I just need a clear understanding of why.
Well, I don't think we're gonna get that understanding anymore,
No, I'm
but
just saying I would love the clear the understanding of why.
hmm. I guess she thought she could take her.
Okay. I mean, yes, but you can't underestimate people when it comes to certain things, correct?
Right.
So you always got to be mindful. Some things you have to let go due to the fact that you do have kids, and try to be
Right.
a better person because of the kids that you do have.
But
I'm
you
just saying.
do, have heat of the moment stuff.
Right. And I do understand that. I get it. But, it's just sad that both both parties have kids, and now no kids have neither parent.
Right.
That's all I'm saying. Like,
And were there any fathers around? Because that's always a question I seem to jump to quickly with this kind of
yeah,
circumstance.
okay, not to my knowledge. That's all I can say.
Okay.
Like I said, I can't speak on it because I really don't know much about it. So, let's say, like, when the girl said, I'll be back, I'm finna go, whatever.
Right.
Was there anybody there to say, hey, no, it's not worth it? Like, who was she around? You know?
Right.
So, I mean, it's just sad.
Hmm.
So I know you have something.
So,
As
yes.
much as
So
I hate
that
to, as
happened.
much as I hate to ask this question,
What's that?
I know you got some interesting to say tonight.
Right.
So let's just go and get to it because I know you're finna make me mad.
That's why I was hoping you'd be strapped in, but we're doing it live and we're going with it. All right. So let's start last week. So, what was that? Thursday night happens. A lot of people go downtown Orlando wanting to have a good time, wanting to just be festive with Halloween night happening. And there's a shooting in downtown Orlando.
Okay.
So I'm going to do the easy part first because it's always easier that way. So once this shooting happened, there was a state of emergency in the city and there was a curfew put intact. They
Okay.
have amended it so that the state of emergency is ending tonight and the curfew ended at 5 o'clock on Thursday, which is today. So this will not run into EDC, Electric Daisy Carnival, which is running into um, this weekend. Will be going on this weekend here in Orlando. We're so we're local. We're
Okay. So
Orlando. If
okay. Okay.
anyone's
Okay.
watching,
So
so
okay. So stop right there. Stop right there.
okay,
Stop right there.
okay, okay.
So you saying that they don't run? They don't want it to run into the EDC situation.
They have the city hall and Mayor's Wire amended it so it ended today, which they had said it was originally going to be 7 days from Friday, which would have kind of ran into tomorrow's festivities, the opening
Uh,
festivities. So I think that's why they kind of amended it. So they have also started a plan. I think this is still in planning stages that they are going to start opening up Orange Ave and not completely close Orange Ave, trying to make the street party atmosphere that was going on. So they said starting November 15th, they're going to slowly start opening up lanes and they will try to keep people on the sidewalks that will be going up and down Orange Ave on the weekends. So I'll get into why that may not really make a difference in just a few moments, but let's go through what happened now.
okay.
So there was an individual who was walking with a group of other men, and from what I'm reading, an altercation happened where I think somebody bumped into each other. A friend of um the friend is called a witness in the report. The
Hmm.
witness proceeded to put his hand up because he thought the first individual was going to come back and try to punch the guy for hitting him. So when he put his hand up, he was pushing his friend away. That is when the alleged gunman, I'll say it like that, turned around, pulled the gun out of his waistband, and proceeded to shoot. Now he shot one of the individuals. They didn't make it clear who, but I have his name.
Okay.
Tyreek Hill. He was shot and was dead on scene.
Okay.
Okay. The alleged gunman then proceeded to run down the street, take a left, go up another street about a quarter, actually, even a little less than a quarter mile, cut through some buildings, come back to the main street, and then try to run up to go past a police barricade, is what I'm calling it. They basically have their vehicles there, they're blocking the road. So he's running up to this police barricade. It doesn't say why he started again, but he then pulls the gun out again, proceeds to start shooting. He kills an individual named Timothy Schmidt. That was a UCF student. And keeps shooting and hits 6 other individuals. An officer who is at the roadblock sees him with the gun. He throws the gun down, and as he's trying to run away, the police officer tackles him, saying, "I saw him shoot, I saw him shoot, I saw him shoot." So that is where we're at with what the police report is describing that happened. Alleged gunman is in jail, being held without bond. Timothy Schmidt was a UCF student who has died. Tyreek Hill was a tow truck driver for the car store in Winter Garden. Both guys, from what I've seen of their profiles and information on them, don't seem like they were the type who would try to pick a fight or anything. So we're not quite sure why this happened. Was it simply because, he thinks he got hit or something, or what happened here? So for us to come out,
right?
Do
we have a background? Do anybody know if
on the gunman?
Yeah, the gunman.
Let me see if we have anything on that. I know he's 17 years old. As far as I can see, he was walking with several other men when they were walking there. Let me see.
So the gunman was with someone else?
It looked like he was with 3 other people, and they were kind of just going through. And I guess, pretty crowded night, maybe he walked into the other person. So that might have been what happened. Close that real quick. Let me see. They have the arrest report. I'm just trying to pull it up real quick. Let me see if this says anything on it. I'm not going to say his name because I don't want him getting any fanfare or anything.
You're a trip.
No, I don't promote people who shoot. I promote the,
no, you're supposed to promote nobody that shoot.
There are GoFundMes. There are GoFundMes set up for Tyreek Hill and Schmidt. So please, if you want to help, go donate to those division GoFundMe accounts.
Oh, for free.
I'm trying to see if they give us information on the shooter. Yeah. It basically describes what happened. Da, 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 da. Not doesn't background. He is 17, so it might be he's he is supposed to be charged as an adult, but because he is technically a minor, they may have sealed the report on it.
Right.
Let me try. See if I get anything on that. So it was very strange how we were telling everyone to be safe, and then something like this happens.
Yes. I just think, like, if you go back to, like, all the Halloween, something always happening Halloween night for whatever reason. I just think the gunman, whether he felt like somebody hit him, and whatever the case may be, to sit there and automatically have a gun on you, walking around with a gun, that's just crazy to me.
Yeah, it's. Oh, I'm sorry, I spelled that wrong. That's why. It definitely says, he was 17, number one, so the gun was illegally obtained. However,
Right.
he obtained it. Don't see any other than what happened. Again, I think it's because he is 17. They're not.
Right. Right.
They're not releasing anything, but he will be charged as an adult with 2 counts of murder and 6 counts of first-degree murder.
Well, and the charges, and rightfully so.
Right.
Rightfully so.
Now, I would state, since he is a minor, they should bring his parents into court and possibly even charge because of this to set some type of deterrent for anybody else thinking that this is something that you should do, that you should protect yourself with a gun and just fire at people.
No. He's 17. He almost an adult. He's old enough to make decisions. No, sir. No, sir.
But legally, he is not able to make decisions.
He is. He's 17. That's good enough. I know legally that the legal age is 18. I get all that. But he know what he doing. He knew to get a gun and take it downtown with him. He knew that.
I understand, but
now what if 17, both parents? What if both parents were at work? Then what?
Well, if they're both at work, they still. But let me ask you this: do you think this is the first incident in this kid's life?
I mean, I don't know. That's why I say, is there a background on him? He may be just a troubled child.
Yeah, but troubled children don't just take a gun and just start shooting. Usually there's some indications of something happening prior to this.
Not necessarily. He probably want to fit in with people, his colleagues or whoever he hanging with. I mean, I don't know, because I don't know the kid. I don't know his background. I don't know his story. So I don't know, but we just can't assume he had bad parenting. I mean, he may have. Who knows? We don't know the parents, but we just can't say, well, where's the parents? He's 17. The parents got to get up, go to work, provide for him and possibly other, children that they may have. I mean, I don't know, because I didn't do no background on like why, who is he, who is the parents and all that. But we just can't automatically assume that parents need to be charged because of his wrongdoing.
But this would certainly be a deterrent to
No, it won't.
parents
No, it
to
won't.
watch their children and
But parents
understand
got
what they're doing.
no. Because as parents, we can't always know our child everyday activities, everyday whereabouts. You know, a mom got to get up, go to work. They can't be at work. They can't focus at work if they worried about where their child at, what the child doing, and all that. I mean, it is what it is. The only thing I can say is, hey, own up to what your child did. Hey, he's 17. Okay, this is you. You know better. Bye-bye. That's it. That's all. Because mama
So,
got to get up and go to work.
so do you think that deters future shootings to just throw the kid in jail?
Yeah, and that's what he did. He know right from wrong.
So why didn't the shooting 10 years ago prevent this shooting? Why didn't the shooting 5 years ago prevent this shooting?
Listen. In life, things going to happen. It ain't going. It's not the first, and it's not going to be the last.
Is that what you
It's
want to go
sad.
tell the victim's mom?
It's sad.
Do you
It's
want to go
sad.
tell Mrs. Hill things just happen?
But hey, it is what it is. Things, and it do happen. In our society, one way or other, you're gonna leave this world, whether we want to or not. Some
Let,
earlier than others. So it is what it. We got to pray about it and keep it pushing.
let me ask this. Who's responsible for children?
It all depends. It all depends.
What?
Like, okay, for instance, Tyler and Nisha is responsible for me, well, especially them two is responsible for my grandchild to teach them, to teach her, to coach her, to talk to her, right?
Okay.
And when she become a teenager, then you can say, hey, this is what's going on in the world. But it's up to Tanisha to take heed to what we're telling her.
So if she's 14 years old and some girl calls her name at school and she decides to take a knife and stab her, do you feel any responsibility for that?
No.
Responsibility for that?
No, because we talked to her. What we responsible for? We ain't do it. She did it.
You were raising her.
It don't matter. Children have their own minds, so it is what it is. And you got to realize when children hang around other children, they feel like, I'm not saying all children, they feel like they have a point to prove, right? Just because they want to hang with the good people or the whoever. But at the same time, parents got to go out, make a living for their kids. Some things is just unpreventable.
So maybe they shouldn't have kids if it's so much of a struggle to do this.
It don't matter. It don't matter. They here, so you got to deal with it. So I don't want to hear that foolishness you talk about.
No, it's a valid point. I mean, someone's got
No,
to
that's not a
deter
valid point.
this.
It's
Somebody's got to, straighten this out. We can't have
good
people dying out here.
That's what make the whole world go around. It's different people. It's different strokes for different folks. So, hey, we all not equal. So, hey, we got to, that's why it's called the law. Laws are in place. When you do wrong, it is what it is. As a juvenile, you do wrong, you go to the juvenile center, it is what it is.
So let's reverse that. Let's say another girl is in school with Tynesha, thinks Tynesha said something to her, takes a gun and shoots Tynesha. What would you like to happen to the other girl?
Well, she going to jail.
And that's it?
Yeah, she going to jail.
You don't think anything should happen to her parents?
No, because it ain't the parents' fault.
What do you mean it ain't the parents' fault? The parents didn't seem to care because the girl thought she could settle it with a gun.
I mean, they in school. This happening in school, so we can't make the parents be responsible for what's going on in school. They in school. The parents ain't with them. The parents ain't telling them to do it.
But, okay, so let me ask you this. Okay. How many school shootings were there in the 1950s? Let's say 1950s.
I wasn't born in no 1950.
Well, you have had to have heard what was going on in the 50s,
No,
right?
I wasn't born in 1950. I was born in the 70s.
Was it something called if you screw up, you'd get whacked by your parents or your grandparents?
Well, hey,
that doesn't seem to be happening nowadays, and we seem to have a lot more children going out and doing whatever they feel like doing.
That's because of the law. That's because of the law. You can't whoop them. You can't do this because you're going to jail.
So maybe we need to go back to simpler times here and have parents actually disciplining, have parents in the home and actually dealing with children so that children are not emboldened that they can go take their own inaction.
Children gonna do what they want to do. I don't care.
Who do you think the children are learning from?
No, some children are learning from their parents, but not all. We're not finna even say that. We're not finna say that. Because I know some children, their parents are pastors and everything else, and they still do what they want to do.
And I've seen some parents where they discipline their children are perfectly fine. They grow up to be upstanding citizens, and
it's okay. Because if everybody was the same, it wouldn't be no world. If everybody was the same, staying out of trouble, we don't need police officers. We don't need jail. So it is what it is. Things going to happen.
And that would be great.
Things going to happen. Things going to happen.
That would be great.
You might want to just let it go.
No, I'm not going to let it go. I'm not going to watch people just get shot just because that's the way it's supposed to be in the world. That's ridiculousness.
I feel sorry for the people that got killed. But you can't control everybody. Things happen.
You can deter it as much as you can. I'm not saying we're going to stop every shooting, but we might stop a few more than what we got going on right now.
Get out your little regular head. Let it go, because it's going to happen.
Do you know how many shootings there are in Chicago every weekend?
That's not my problem. I live in Chicago, so I don't care.
You just don't care.
I don't live in Chicago.
Could you imagine if that Chicago violence came to Orlando?
Well, it is what it is. I got to try to be safe as much as possible. It is what it is. It's a part of life.
It's a part of life.
It's a part of life. It is. We're not going to have the perfect world around here. We're not.
So you should be, should you be scared that you might get shot one day? Should you walk around like that?
No, you shouldn't walk around. You got to live your life. You ain't going nowhere till it's your time. You ain't going nowhere till it's your time.
Yeah, well, I don't want my time prematurely.
Well, I'm just saying.
But yeah, parents are responsible for kids. I mean,
no, parents not.
This is crazy that you would even say that.
No, that's not crazy. That's facts. It's facts.
Here's a great comment. In my day, every kid had a family member they were afraid of. Yeah, see, I don't think this kid was afraid of anybody. He thought he had his gun. He was like Clint Eastwood in the old West, and he was just going to shoot his way through everything in life.
Okay, but y'all have to realize.
And someone should have woke that kid up.
Y'all have to realize this is not back in the day. Things have changed. Things going to continue to change, and it is what it is.
So let me ask you this. Would you be in support of having open carry laws so that everybody has a gun and can protect themselves that way?
I don't care what they do. I'm worried about me and my granddaughter. I don't care about all this other stuff that go on.
Well, what happens if it comes to you, though?
Chicago, that's Chicago. Whatever go on in Atlanta, that's it. I don't stay in them places.
And what happens if it comes to Orlando, though?
Okay, then that's when I worry. But right now, it is what it is, right?
It is what it is.
Yeah. You're helping me worry about a lot that go on in this world. I got to worry about my day-to-day. I ain't done that foolishness.
Okay, well, I'll wrap this up with, to the Schmidt family and to the Hill family, I am deeply sorry for your loss. It was completely avoidable.
No, it was not avoidable.
Smack this kid in the head a couple of years ago to let him know he's not going to run. He's not going to run the streets.
No, it was not. It was not avoidable. No, it was not. Condolences to the people, yes. But abortable, no.
We agree to disagree here.
And that's it. See, there you go. Agree to disagree and keep it pushing.
Even though
That's
I
it.
am
And everybody
fighting
fine.
for safer streets. And I'll explain more on Tuesday's show of the Angriest Man in Orlando. So stay tuned for that. And I've got something going. So we're going to move on in chronological order. We went over the weekend, and then Tuesday night hit, and there was an election. And let's just say the right candidate won that one. So congrats to President-elect Donald Trump, to Vice President Harris. Better luck next time. And I've been having a lot of calls with people. I've been talking to a lot of people. We're texting, we're emailing, we're doing all this. And there's a lot of concern for what's going to happen from now on. So, have you heard any of the concerns?
I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. It, like I told you, may the best person win.
Right.
Donald Trump don't move me. He don't make me. He don't break me. I don't care.
Do you feel it was a fair election?
No.
Why not?
I'm just saying. I don't even want to talk about this. I don't care. Whoever won, like I've been told you, may the best person win. It is what it is. I'm not finna worry about what Donald Trump got going on. I'm not finna worry about what Harris got going on. That's not my problem. We still gonna live in this world where we gotta get up, go to work, maintain our household, and do what we need to do.
Did you vote?
Yeah, I voted.
Okay, I just wanted to ask. So some of the concerns are that women will now be locked down and set up in breeding colonies to simply be bred. And I wanted to kind of address that and just state this. That is not happening. I don't know where you women are getting this information from. Perhaps Democratic sources, perhaps the media, perhaps Oprah. I don't know. But no, there will not be any lockdowns. There will not be any red hoods. There will not be any Handmaid's Tale. There will not be any forced breeding or anything like that. And to all the women on TikTok who are saying they're not going to deal with men anymore, I say most of the men weren't dealing with you anyway. So,
here you go.
Would you like to say anything on that category?
Listen.
Go ahead.
Listen.
Yes.
Whether you're in a relationship, not a relationship, dealing with men, dealing with women, whatever your preference are, just worry about you for right now and get yourself together. That's it. It's simple. I can't worry about what Anthony got going on. As a friend, I worry about to a certain extent, right? Because Anthony grown enough to know what he needs to do. Do Anthony need to be in a relationship right at the moment? Maybe, maybe not. But, some people have to I need to be in a relationship. I need to be in a relationship. No, you don't. You don't have to be. You want to be.
I think you may have misunderstood this. Not just relationships. They're not going to talk to any men at any time ever.
Well, that's a lie, right?
That's what they're saying.
You already know that's a lie.
I've got the TikToks. I've got the videos if you'd like to see them.
No, I'm not saying you're lying. Now, I'm not saying that at all.
That's what they're saying.
I'm just saying that they just mad right now.
Right.
That's it.
Some of them have even shaved their heads, so you will be able to identify those type of women if you are curious. And the men are also asking how they should identify themselves to each other, so I'm not sure if they will also shave their heads in unity, but stay tuned to TikTok to see if that actually happens or anything. Okay, so my personal take on what I think is going to happen over the next 4 years. The first year will be a little rough, bumpy, because we're still going through our recession that we're in. But I think after that, it'll start looking a lot bigger, brighter, and better.
In your mind, right?
My mind's been pretty good so far. Who
I,
who
I, I,
listen, go back and watch my coverage. Who was the person who said there was only going to be 140 million voters? Which person was that? That was this guy here.
I
And
don't know.
guess how many votes were counted in Tuesday's election? Would you like to take a guess?
No, tell us.
141 million. So I'm pretty close to knowing what's going on in America right now.
But
So
everything is always. You can paint the picture how you want. That don't mean it's gonna go accordingly.
it goes pretty close to it. So like I said, I think the next 4 years will slowly tick into a very good economy. You're going to see tax cuts. You're going to have more money in your paychecks. You're going to be able to do more. There's going to be more confidence in everything. And hopefully, I'll buy a home too. I feel confident enough right now. We're going to buy a home. How do you feel about the next 4 years? What do you think is going to happen?
It's probably gonna be a mess because Donald Trump is a mess. Now, don't get it twisted. I don't hate Donald Trump.
Right.
He just so arrogant, and he just do things to prove a point. That's all he do.
Right.
A man got that much money, don't even need to be the president. Why? And I tell you this all the time. Why you a billionaire and got all this money and you still going through this? Why? He already old. It's time for him to sit down somewhere and let it go.
Well, he didn't think there was anybody better to do it. That's why.
There's way better people out there than Donald Trump.
To run?
Of course.
Well, I'll say this. I had somewhat of a conversation with an individual who was told, and he's done very well in life. He's an older gentleman, has run several businesses, has made a lot of people a lot of money, knows how to handle things. And someone told him, hey, why don't you run for president? And he just came out very easily and said, what's the point? What's the incentive? Why should I? There's no incentive to it. So out of the people that actually did want to run for this, I think Donald Trump was the best candidate out there.
And probably was, right? Let's just say he was running against, let's just say, Oprah. He wouldn't even stand a chance.
I don't think so.
Oh,
I've been looking at the numbers, and they didn't vote not. Let me say this. They did not vote for Harris because she was a black woman or she was a woman or anything like that. They didn't vote for her because the party behind her was calling men misogynistic, horrid, terrible. They're going to rape everyone. And that turned off a lot of people. Black men.
But then you got Donald Trump saying people eating goats and cows and dogs.
Yes. Because in Haitian culture, they do eat cats and they do eat dogs.
And he's a convicted felon.
What was he convicted of?
You already know. They just didn't convict him.
What was he convicted of?
You already know.
Everybody throws this around. He was convicted of an accounting accident. Is basically what it is. They just wrote the number in the wrong book.
No, he knew what he was doing.
It wasn't even tax evasion. It was just an accounting error.
Oh,
so
okay, accounting. Now you want to take up for him.
I'm just calling it what it is. Go look at the conviction. Go look at the conviction. That's what it was for. It was stating that the money improperly came from the campaign when it was actually money that was coming from his own personal account. That's what it
Okay.
was.
Okay.
That was
They
what the
gonna always
conviction
make it
was.
look good now. They're gonna always make it
And
look good.
they have not sentenced him yet.
No.
So this could actually get overturned. And he may not be a convicted felon. Oh, we do have somebody who threw up a different suggestion here, and this one's not bad. Okay, Mary Jade Skywalker says, I would have voted for Condoleezza Rice. I would have definitely looked into her. She was under the Bush staff. So, you know, I would have definitely looked into her credentials and how I don't know her too well. I do know she was in office when Bush was there and did a pretty good job, but I would certainly look into her. I certainly think she would have been better than Kamala Harris. I think the problem was not only were they telling everybody that they were terrible people if they didn't vote for Harris, but Harris had no game plan. She didn't know what she was doing. The only thing I could tell that she put up was she was going to give $25,000 to new homeowners, which only would have made home prices go up even more. So
Trump is a mess. He's a mess. Trump don't care about nobody but himself. You know that. Like, I don't care who the president
at
is.
least he's got a plan. At
Because I
least
still
he's got a
to get up and go to
plan.
work, so it don't make me no difference.
So why are you sticking up for Harris? I mean, they could have put your sister in there, and she would have made a better candidate. I would have put money in Vegas that your sister would have won.
Well, I don't know now. You know, my sister's a mess.
I bet you she's got a better plan for America. I bet you she would. So I don't think it was the party that lost it for them.
Right, but congratulations to Donald because he did what we got to give congrats because he did win, and hopefully everything would go the way people want them to go. That's all we can say.
Well, oil's already going down, so your gas will be a hell of a lot cheaper.
Child, I need me a Honda now. You know, I still got a grudge against Toyota, so.
You can get a 6-cylinder now. The gas gonna be cheap.
I talk about with the premium gas.
He says, "Drill, baby, drill. It's all gonna go down." So we're getting ready for the good times here. We're gonna put some YMCA on. We're gonna dance a little. Gonna have a good time.
Well, I'm almost to my destination. How long we been on here? 45 minutes? About 45 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm almost to my destination. I know Tanisha finna run out this door.
Okay. Well, we can start wrapping up then.
Of course. It was a great conversation.
Yes.
I'm behind what you call it, their bus system, a bus.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm trying to get around it, but I'm trying to pay attention to where I got to go at the same time. Okay, I could get around them now.
All right, so let me tell everyone, this Saturday night, I'll be doing a live stream on the Angriest Man in Orlando channel. I've got all the videos of all the people freaking out over the Trump win, and I'm going to play them all. It's going to be fun. Get your popcorn ready. There's going to be people crying, people screaming. I've got some of the View if you want to see them.
They going through all that because he won.
It's going to be Saturday. It's going to be great. Regular Angriest Man in Orlando. Big announcement I'm going to drop there about the future and where things are. So tune in to that. And do you have anything going on?
I ain't got nothing. Well, I'm gonna have my grandbaby this weekend.
Shows, any excitement going? going on?
Well,
Anything happening?
you know, when I get her, I just let her choose what we do, and that be it. I
Oh
just
God.
say what you want to do, whatever she say, that's what goes. That is
Okay.
it.
Don't crash on live stream.
Oh no, I trust me. I pay attention to
Okay.
everything. I pay attention.
All right.
The
Even
traffic
though this
not
might
so
actually make the
bad,
show a lot popular, so
huh?
okay.
The traffic is.
Even though it might make the show a lot popular if you crashed, but
You
just
a
saying.
mess. That's all I got to say. Sure, no. Okay.
Just
Well, you know,
saying.
I gotta go. It was
Okay.
a great show tonight in my book. You know me, you're gonna always give each other you know I'm always gonna go pound for pound with you. That's what we do.
Right.
And
Right.
so for those that are watching, it's important to talk to your kids about everyday life and try to, you know, lead them in the right direction. All you can do is put your best foot forward with your child or children and hoping that they grow up to be a great individual or individuals. So I leave that, you know, do your best with your kids and hopefully, you know, things like this won't happen a lot.
Yes. And think about this. If you're gonna go meet someone this weekend, ask yourself this: would you want to spend the next 18 years dealing with this person? If you don't, walk away. That way you don't have to be put into this position where you're dealing with kids you don't really want and all this other stuff. And because I saw it today and I was over at a store and the kids just running around dropping M&Ms on the floor, eating the M&Ms off the floor, and the mom's on her phone and she had no idea what was going on. So parents, start paying attention to your children. You don't want to lose them. You don't want to lose them.
Well, with
All
that
right.
being said, thanks to all those that tuned in tonight. I'm at my destination. My granddaughter, she don't know I'm coming to pick her up. I told Nisha just let it be a surprise.
All right. So we'll say good night.
Yes.
Have a great
Anthony,
week.
enjoy your well, you got a 4-day weekend, right?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
Shop's closed. Yep.
All right. All
All
right.
right.
Tune in next week. Thank you. We love you. We appreciate your support and good night.
Good night, everyone.